Guys, is this Freddy Fazbear? Arr, 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 arr.
Freddy Fazbear in the first Five Nights at Freddy's game was very spooky. He would hide in corners and could rarely be seen on the cameras. Freddy made it very clear in the first game that this was his home. You were the prey, and he was the predator. You were a sitting duck, and you had very little protection at your disposal. Freddy is the last animatronic to be active in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. He becomes active on night 3 of the first game at around 4 AM. While you are busy fending off someone like Bonnie or Chica, out of nowhere you hear this. You're caught off guard. You think to yourself, what the hell was that?
What the hell is that?
You check your cameras and you see that Freddy is missing. You began to panic and start looking through all the cameras desperately. You checked all the cameras and you cannot find him. Then, you check the dining room kitchen again, and you see it. Freddy is hiding in the shadows at the back of the room, trying his best not to be seen. Freddy is a very weird animatronic. He doesn't want you to know he's coming, unlike Foxy, where he builds up the anticipation and literally makes you watch him when he is on his way to kill you. Meanwhile, Freddy doesn't want to be seen. You as a player have to use your ears and your eyes to carefully look and listen for Freddy. As his laugh gets closer, you can tell when you need to shut your door and when not to. If your power runs out, Freddy is the only active animatronic in the night. It seems that all of the other animatronics have gone back to their stage, and they would let Freddy have the kill. Are they scared of him? Do the others not want to fight off Freddy for the rightful kill that they caused and earned? Maybe. We will never know. However, this is another case of using the shadows to his advantage, as well as using the darkness to ensure a fear factor into the player's mind. When he plays his lullaby, a sense of dread will come over you. And then, out of nowhere, it stops. Now, you may be wondering, what happens next? Well, this is what happens. Freddy builds up the dread inside of you, makes you wait in anticipation to pray that 6 AM will hit. He uses the element of surprise as well as the shadows. Freddy reminds us every time that we are dealing with him. He is the predator and we are the prey. This is why Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Freddy did an outstanding job at being very scary and using everything in his pizzeria to his advantage, including the shadows, the fear factor, and his walk pattern, and being very damn smart. So let's move on to Toy Freddy. The, little brother of the franchise.
Ooh, doing a stretch of 5 to 10. Apparently the authorities frown on selling meth to college students.
Oh boy. Toy Freddy. Toy Freddy, he's basically the less intimidating younger brother. Look at the difference in scare factor here. Toy Freddy played a very minor role in the game that's supposed to be centered around him, being Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Although the lore took over his role as the main character, that role was filled by somebody like the Puppet or Golden Freddy. Toy Freddy takes 0 of the advantages that Freddy had from Five Nights at Freddy's 1 when he used that to his advantage. Toy Freddy is just all around goofy looking. He doesn't have any of the scare factors that the other toy animatronics have. He's very easy to counter, unlike his original counterpart. He just stands in the hallway and you have to quickly throw on your mask when he gets into your office. Toy Freddy appears on the least amount of cameras as well, being camera 3 and cam 2 and cam 9, so I guess you can give him the fact that he doesn't appear in many cameras, which means he's more elusive and aware of his surroundings than the others, but I highly doubt it. All around, I feel like Toy Freddy ruined original Freddy's scare factor by looking just at how adorable he is. as well as having bad mechanics that don't really make him a threat, unlike everybody else in the game. And I mean literally every other character in the game.
You need to hang up that computer call. Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
Okay, now we are getting back into the scare factor, but just a little bit. Withered Freddy functions a lot like the original Freddy. Well, because it's literally him, but that's besides the point. Withered Freddy has most likely the scariest animation of when an animatronic gets into your office out of everybody that is able to do that. Only because it looks like he is reaching out to grab you and to throw on the mask so quickly that his facial recognition messes up to where he thinks you're another animatronic and then he leaves. That's how it works with every animatronic. Withered Freddy takes on his old persona of being very eerie when it comes to cameras. He is very intimidating in this game due to him ditching the hiding factor and instead gets right up into your face, so this makes him more aggressive than it is elusive. On the Party Room 3 camera, we can see Freddy staring directly into the camera, so close in fact that we can see his eyes without needing to use your flashlight on the camera. Freddy can also appear in your hallway, and he's not like Toy Freddy, who gives you time to prepare before he's attacked, when Toy Freddy gives you 3 stages before he can get into your office. No, he will straight up barge into your office with 0 warning. This is where he leers into your eyes and tries to grab you. Sadly, this game doesn't have any power outage system, so we cannot see Freddy do his iconic lullaby in the game. But that's okay, he made up for it throughout the others parts. There is quite honestly not a whole lot to go off of for Phantom Freddy. I mean, he is an illusion because Michael Afton has had a lot of trauma because of him. But at the end of the day, he is the exact same as the other hallucinations, which makes his character in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 very stale. Phantom Freddy just appears in the hallway in front of you, and if you look at him for too long, he will jump scare you. The same way as if someone like Phantom Chico or Phantom Balloon Boy. Very stale character indeed. For Freddy being the main character in the franchise, he really is the most inconsistent character in the entire franchise as well. Although, we are now able to move on to a Freddy so terrifying the first time I played this game, I got jump scared by him and farted so hard it hurt. Let's move on to him now. Nightmare Freddy brought back the sense of dread that the original Freddy had. He is probably the main focus for every night in the game other than when Fredbear and Nightmare are active. Nightmare Freddy's design is absolutely terrifying. It's just like the other animatronics. However, he has little versions of him crawling out of his bodies. If that's not scary, I don't know what to tell you. Although Nightmare Freddy doesn't have much lore, he is still a force to be reckoned with. The one thing that Nightmare Freddy lacks is background. Like things such as how the Freddys came to exist, the little freckles inside of his body. You can use the argument that this is all inside of the crying child's head after the bite of 83, but I still think there should be more to this amazing character. Nightmare Freddy is a big point as to why Freddy turned into a laughingstock throughout the years. As the main character in Five Nights at Freddy's, every single Freddy has been outshined by another animatronic, other than the first game Freddy. In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Toy Freddy and Withered Freddy were shined by the puppet. In Five Nights at Freddy's 3, it was Springtrap, and now Five Nights at Freddy's 4. He has outshined by more than just one character. He's outshined by Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmare. Another thing about Freddy is that he is often forgotten in updates, such as in the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 Halloween update. Freddy is the only animatronic to not have a Halloween version of him. Meanwhile, other characters of the band are much different. Now, we are going to move on to the most psychotic character in the entire franchise, who just so happens to be a Freddy.
How many dollars do you have?
26.
I think that we can all agree that Funtime Freddy has a screw loose. Yes, please laugh. I'm in dire need of satisfaction. Funtime Freddy doesn't appear much in the game, although he makes up for it for how damn scary he is. Funtime Freddy went back to old customs and used the shadows to his advantage. In Find Freddy's sister location, you are tasked to go into the breaker room and fix some systems throughout the pizzeria. But Funtime Freddy is also there. You're in the open when he could strike at any moment. Throughout the repair process, you can hear Freddy talking to you in a sadistic tone. It kinda sounds like he really wants to kill you.
Blackbond, say hi to our friends! Blackbond, say hi to our friends! I know you're over there somewhere! I know you're over there somewhere!
He laughs as well as he tries to find you. This brings back the scary demeanor that Freddy had in the earlier games. Unfortunately, after the repairing segment, we don't see Funtime Freddy ever again in the game. Unless you count the part where we send him to the scooper, but that's more of Bonbon's part, because Funtime Freddy doesn't do anything unless you mess up on the repairs, but that hardly counts. Funtime Freddy shined for about 7 minutes throughout the entire game. They also did him no justice on the custom night. Usually all he does is just throw Bonbon to your door and you have to shut it, and that's about it. He doesn't have much of a scare factor, but now we're gonna move on to the Freddy with the absolute least amount of screen time, and it's just absolutely adorable. I literally can't say anything about this Freddy due to the fact that he's not even in the nights. The only time you can see Rockstar Freddy is when you buy him in the catalog, and that's about all for Rockstar Freddy.
It's not my fault! There's barely any room in here! I'm changing the way! Move, Chica, you fat fuck!
Okay, hear me out. Molten Freddy is probably the scariest Freddy in the series. However, he has the same mechanics as everyone else, and that makes him very stale. I don't understand why they made the main character, who is a bear, do the exact same thing as all the other side characters. Even though Molten Freddy isn't the main animatronic in Find Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator, I still feel like he should be different from the rest due to him being a Freddy in the end, which means that he's the main character, and I feel like the main character should be harder to deal with or have more to them than, you know, the average animatronics such as someone like Afton or Lefty. I feel as over the years, and as the game progresses, the quality of Freddy's dropped dramatically. Now, we're gonna move on to the last Freddy, and in my opinion, the worst Freddy in the franchise. Oh god. Where do I begin? Everyone in the game isn't scary at all. Well, other than Moon. Glamrock Freddy has a massive role in the game, but the thing that makes him very inconsistent is that he's literally on your side and doesn't try to hurt you. Glamrock Freddy is most likely the least intimidating out of all of the Glamrocks. And all of the Freddys, in fact. Glamrock Freddy is most likely the least intimidating out of all the other Glamrocks because, well, he's on your side, so we cannot really see what he would be like if, you know, he's chasing you or something. Another thing is, Glamrock Freddy is fodder as hell, as we can see him get bullied by a few security bots in one of the endings. Oh my god, what have they done to Freddy? I just realized how bad Freddys have gotten throughout the years. He used to be so scary, and then he turns into something like this. Glamrock Freddy sucks. I'm sorry, he does. I hate how the Freddys can either be absolutely terrifying like these guys, or they can be absolutely awful like these guys, or they can be mediocre like these guys. I just wish they gave Freddy more justice throughout all the games. I mean, because he is the main character, I believe that Freddy should have more justice than they gave him in the games. Personally, I believe Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Freddy was absolutely amazing, like the icing on the cake. Withered Freddy, Sister Location Freddy, and Nightmare Freddy are also good versions, but I don't think they did the exact amount of wonders and goodness that the original Freddy brought to the table. And if you feel differently, let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. This video took a little bit to make. It would be amazing if you guys, you know, would like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and share with your friends. And let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see. Also, join my Discord. The link is in the description. We have fun there. We talk about a bunch of stuff. But yeah. Anyway, so thank you all so much for watching. I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye, guys. Have a great day.